What's the ceiling for Lamar and the Ravens this season?
Super Bowl and MVP. In probably the most talented and deep NFL season.
Wait. We got to pause for a second. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ravens
I haven't heard anyone say that. Super Bowl and MVP, so I just want to take a moment on that. Okay, carry on.
So the Ravens, Molly, I think this will be probably the deepest NFL season we've ever had. There's not a lot of bad teams, maybe 3 or 4 bad teams.
Yeah.
This is a very healthy league. The Ravens are my pick to come out of the AFC. And Lamar is my pick to win MVP. Lamar is going to go absolutely on a fire-blazing trail of the NFL this season. The things that have been said about this guy who has amassed 37 wins in his first 49 starts and incredible stats and obviously won the MVP. Couple reasons why. Number one, the health of his offensive line is back. I continuously remind people, last year through 12 weeks of the season, the young man we see on the screen was the MVP of the NFL, and they were the number 1 seed in the AFC with historical injuries that their team was dealing with. Their offensive line is healthy. They're going to go back to what they did in 2019, and everyone raved or said, well, we got to throw the ball on the outside and down the field, blah, blah. That's who they are. That's who this organization is. They're going to go back to putting those 3 tight ends on the field. And they're going to go back to that incredibly creative run game and that pass game that people have no idea where tight ends are coming from one side of the field to the other. So that offense is going to be in complete control with a plethora of backs, Lamar running the show. And then this defense is going to be back to what this defense has notoriously been. This is arguably the best defensive line in the AFC, arguably. Good linebacking core. They got 3 safeties that flat out play. This team, when healthy, is the most indefensible matchup problem that we have in the conference. They got a quarterback that is very hungry to go prove a lot of people wrong and a few people right. And I just believe that the Ravens are the team to beat in a conference that's absolutely loaded, and he's going to win MVP.
I'm looking at the Ravens defense. You got Calais Campbell that came over from Jacksonville. You got Justin Houston that came over from Indianapolis rather. You got Peters that came from L.A. You look at their experience. I don't blame you one bit for how confident you appear to be in the Baltimore Ravens defense. Their culture, their system, their reputation, their tradition and history speaks to the fact that their defense is never going to be a slouch. Right. I get that. Offensively, let me say this. Lamar Jackson ain't winning MVP. The Baltimore Ravens ain't winning the division crown. And they damn sure ain't going to the Super Bowl. Let's say that right now. Ain't going to happen, okay? They're not beating Cincinnati for the division, I believe. Even though they were right there before they tailed off at the end of last season, I just don't believe they're winning the division. I don't think that they have the weapons necessary in the receiving spot for Lamar Jackson to excel as much as you think he's going to do. Now, he's got wheels that are unlike anything we haven't seen. Folks are going to load the box against them, and what they're going to do is they're going to dare those wideouts to beat them in one-on-one situations. You ain't going to see too much double coverage as far as I'm concerned because I don't think you have to with the weapons that he has available to them outside of Mark Andrews. And so for me, that's going to compromise them to some degree. Do I think he should be playing on the field without a new contract? Hell no. He shouldn't step foot out on the field in the regular season without a new contract. That's just me. Because I think that there's $200 million at stake, and I think he's had some injuries in his career, and I don't want him to ruin the opportunity to get the bag that's available to him. That's just my opinion. If it was me, I would not go out on the field if I had $200 million on the table until I signed for $200 million. I wouldn't be fixated on matching Deshaun Watson's $230 million. That wouldn't be my focus, the $230 million in guaranteed. But if I got, let's say, for example, if they gave me $205, $210, $220 million, I'm not going to sweat the fact that it's less than Deshaun Watson. I'm going to take the $200 million to make sure I got it available to me. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.